So we are going to look at S/4HANA Public Cloud for this training. So basically, this chapter is talks about entirely on SAP S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition overview. So having said that, this is the overview of the public edition. So public SAP S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition, which is a ready-to-run cloud ERP that delivers the latest industry best practice business processes and continuous enhancements to help customers stay competitive and enable them to work towards their future business goals. So as I said, this has got new user experience. That means we are introducing Fiori, we are introducing UI5 applications. So look and feel of old SAP has been changed, and we see new UIs with more nice to have features. Lowest SaaS based total cost of operation, pre-configured best practices. So since, as I said, we look into the activate part, so there are a lot of best practices available as part of the process. So we will see that pre-configured best practices. So it will help you to realize the result right away. Market leading localization. So this is like as you know, localization is it depends upon each country. In a certain country, people are may not be good with English, so they would be preferring to use their own language in the application. So that's what market leading localization talks about. Continuous feature delivery. So in this, we will look at the features continuously delivering, and unmatched time to value to deliver on business priorities. So based upon the business priorities, we try to deliver things. So this is a ready to run cloud ERP. So it will have everything which we were using in our old ERP. What we are going to see here is the public S/4HANA a cloud public edition. So this is best suited for small to mid-sized customers, ideal for those with minimal customization needs. So say suppose we have a huge customer and with a lot of configuration, then S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition won't be a good solution, because this is only ideal for minimal customization needs. Fits customers willing to adopt SAP best practice business processes. So in most of the scenarios, as you know, SAP provides its own business processes. So if the customer is willing to adopt our best practices, best practice business processes, then it will be a very good fit for our cloud edition. The processes are regularly improved. So basically, what they do with the processes to be regularly improved on, one is enhancements between releases, major upgrades in August and February annually. So annually, twice upgrades happens, one in August, one in February. Then automatic installation of enhancements and upgrades by SAP. So like on-premise system, we don't need to we don't need to do the upgrade by ourselves, or because this is in the cloud. So cloud itself will be taken. We have cloud service providers. Probably, yeah, once you start using this, you might be in a position to upgrade. So it is much easier than what we do in on-premise. SAP provides tools to ease system management. So comparing to earlier versions, we have system management and maintenance tools available. So that will ease your work. The first thing is release assessment and scope dependency tool, test automation tools. So these tools are available for our purpose. So these are the major things they are talking about. It is quick. If I have to, consolidate, it is mainly for small to mid-size customers with minimal customization, and it is suitable for the customer who adopts best practice business processes. And every August and February, upgrades are released. And a lot of enhancements also get released, but they automatically get installed and upgraded on the SAP system. And we also have a release assessment as well as scope dependency tool, and also test automation tools as well. So as part of the overview, we are going to take a look at the finance-led administrative ERP. Every business needs to buy and sell things and keep track of how much money is going out and coming in. So right, we are doing like any other organization. We do sell, and we also do the purchasing, buying and selling part. So we need to keep track of how much money going out for purchase and how much money coming in as part of the sale. So that's something we need to keep track. So these core tasks are covered in a set of business processes from finance, sales, and sourcing and procurement LOBs, referred to as administrative ERP. So basically, what we do, uh, as I said, if we sell the product, we need sales department. They go to every customer of SAP. So we send sales people to SAP customers and try to sell our product. And finance department will, once we sell the product, we need to do the transactions, right? So those part, finance department will take care. And also we do have sourcing and procurement section. So all these are referred to as our administrative ERP. So what you see on the, basically it's only talking about what we sell, what we buy, and also the procurement, sourcing and procurement together as our administrative ERP. So having said that, we can look into the middle picture, that is procure to pay. Procure to pay is like, right? Say suppose I am a manager, and we are planning for an conference. So the conference requires, say suppose, we are inviting 20,000. Sorry, let's say, let's stick to 10,000 people. 10,000 people in North America. Assume it's in the North American side. So as a manager, it's my responsibility to book 10,000 notepads and 10,000 pen for the conference purpose. We also try to procure more items, but for time being that. So what I will do first, I will, we have Ariba in place. So in Ariba network, we can look for people who sells these items. So we actually request a quotation from them about these many items. So we will so normally what they will do, once they get notified the requirement, they will try to send the quotation to us. So when we look at the quotation, if say suppose some a team or some organization might provide say 20% off for all the products, and they are providing whatever we requested along with that 20% discount. So that is something, a value add for us. So we may consider them as our priority priority people from which we are going to buy or procure the items. So what we will do, we will send a purchase request. So likewise, the entire process goes and comes into the end. So by the end, we get the notepads and pens required for the conference. So that is an entire process. So where we do the procure to pay, order to cash, and record to report. So what will happen once order to cash? So procure to pay process contains they plan future demand for goods, source and procure. We try to source and procure goods, as I was telling, and then pay for the goods and confirm the receipt. So that is the three steps comes under the procure to pay. You must be very familiar with that. And then order to cash, what happens? We receive and confirm customer order, and then once so I am in the sourcing part, where as an organization we received and we confirm the order. Okay, we will deliver the order within so and so time. So the next step will be deliver the goods. Goods, or in this scenario, I would say goods, but we can also deliver services as well to the customer and then post the goods. And later on, they collect the payment and post revenue, handle returns and claims. Everything related to the cash flow will be handled in order to cash section. And finally, everything is done. We perform period and closing at the end of the month, perform financial accounting and reporting tasks, conduct financial planning, budgeting, and forecasting. So from this, say from what we spend, we have insights to the spend, and as you know, spend analysis is available. So from the spend analysis, you will understand, okay, in this quarter, or say in this year, we spent so and so money. So maybe in the next quarter, we can plan in a way that we can reduce how much ever we spent on a particular goods or services. So that is why we record the record to report. So we are going on to procure to pay in detail. So in finance LOB, a business forecast what they estimate they will need to purchase for the upcoming quarter to determine how much budget to set aside. So we are talking about the finance part. So basically, there is a business forecast will be there, and it will estimate that what needs to purchase for the upcoming quarter to determine how much budget we need to set aside. So in advance, we will be able to understand that, okay, for the upcoming quarter, this much budget we need to set aside so that we can purchase as per our requirement. That's the part of the finance. When we go on to the sourcing and procurement LOB, the business identifies what they need from suppliers, purchases the item, pay the supplier, and receive the goods. So it is sourcing and procurement as normal as the business identifies what they need from the supplier. So they purchase the item from the supplier. It could be, as I said, notepads, pen, or it could be laptop for new hires. And then they pay the supplier and they receive the goods. So that's the main sourcing and procurement part comes in. And when we go on to the order to cash, this is the area the sales comes in. Sales LOB, we receive orders from our customers, confirm the orders, and deliver goods to the customer. So it's the responsibility of the sales to actually have discussion with a particular a product to be sold, and after having all conversation and negotiation, customer will say suppose order a certain amount of items. Then it's their responsibility to actually confirm the order and deliver the goods to the customer. The payment received post in finance LOB to account receivable, and our revenue adjusts accordingly. So the payment, once we received, it will post in finance, because finance team is they do the account receivable and they do our revenue adjustments. So that part, purely the payment part, goes to the finance area. Back in sales LOB, if there is a customer return, we handle the return by inspecting the good and return good, and hopefully can put it back in stock to sell to a future customer. So what happens? Say suppose in the sales LOB part, uh, say I bought 5 laptop, and I noticed that 4 laptop has got some issue. Then what I will do, I will try to return those 4 laptops. Those are actually returned goods. So once it reaches us, uh, what sales department will do, they will inspect the returned goods, and hopefully they can put it back in stock to sell to a future. So what they will do, once they receive the damaged item, they will inspect it, where the damage happens. Is it fixable? Suppose it is fixable, then they will fix that item and they will put it back in the stock. So in the future, some other customer can actually order those laptops. So this is where the sales team will try to sell and um, deliver the goods to the customer. Payment team will do the account receivable and the revenue adjustment. And say suppose we have a returned good, we would do the inspection, and once it is fixed, it will put back in the stock so that we can sell it in the future. Record to report. Record to report, in the finance LOB, we perform period and closing at the end of each month. So what we do, in finance, we need to do the period and closing of each month. This is the last day of the period when the accounts are set back to zero balance. So within a month, when we are doing a sales, say suppose we started the sale this month, first week, and entire process went on for a couple of days, and say suppose on the 15th, they say the customer order for, as I said, 5 laptops, and there is no issue with the five laptops. So they will receive the good, and they will pay the customer back, or the sales back. When they pay back, what we will have to do is we will have to uh, close each month end, period and closing. So period and closing, we close every month, means our account will be set to zero balance. We don't have anything pending left. We have received the amount that needs to be received for that particular month. Additional financial accounting tasks are completed to record transactions, reconcile bank statements, manage tax payments, and ensure accuracy of all financial statements. So the remaining task will be based on completing the entire financial process. And we are going to talk about like service-centric industries. So service-centric industries, earlier we were talking about like goods, right? So now we are going to look at the service-centric industries. So what will happen, like earlier, this is a little bit different. First, we sell and plan. So basically, generate leads, sell services, and close the contract. So when service comes into the picture, we will also have the contract in place. So once you sell the service, you try to close the contract as well. And then what we will do, we will set up and staff. So what we need to do, this is a service. In order to do the service, we will have to set up a project and also search for qualified resources and staff project, because we need to get a good resources to do the service. And then we move on to the deliver and recognize. So procure additional services or materials if necessary. So in this scenario, say suppose we might require additional services or materials. So we will try to procure that. Consultants complete project task, record time, and submit the travel expense. So as a consultant, as you know, we are billable to the customer. So what we will normally do, we travel to the customer. We work for like how we work in our normal office. We work for 8 hours. Maybe normally in a customer site, it goes more than 8 hours. And then we complete the project task, and then record the time and submit the travel expense. So on that particular day, the consultants, per diem. Some companies provide per diem. Some companies do actuals. So depending upon that, they can submit their expenses. Keep track of the project margin, recognize the revenue as the customer pays in installments. So depending upon on the sale, we try to keep track of the project margin, as well as we try to recognize the revenue as the customer pays as an installment. Even say suppose customer says, see, 4 5 laptops are very simple, they can do it in one go. But suppose they are buying some 5,000 laptops, they might not be in a position to pay us at once. So maybe they go in installments. So that is where the recognized revenue as customer pays in installments comes in. Then finally, bill and manage. Final payment received and project closed. So this is a service-centric scenario. Is basically we create a project, and then um, we try to keep track of project margin, and also, as I said, the revenue as and when the customer pays as installment, and the final payment is received and project, when the final payment is received, the project get closed, and finally we run the analytics on the project. So that is about the service centric industries.
As you talk about this, I mean, I think it's a standard practice or the
Yes.
standard services which generally take place. I mean, in any system. How it is linked up with the public cloud? Is there any difference in between when the public cloud comes into picture? I mean, in the system wise or in any transaction wise or anything in that perspective?
All the transactions are the same. I can take you to this is the dev system. So I was talking about like source and contracting, right? It has everything here. So what I clicked was the overview. Within the overview, you see each application to do uh, each activities. So say suppose I click, I didn't click actually, but something happened. Okay, so this is loading for the agreement. Okay, let me show you one example of an agreement. Okay, let me put a star. It should work. Agreement number. Let me put the. This is not actually picking. Yeah, star, and then try to go. So no value available. Probably we haven't set it up any agreement. That could also be a reason that we don't get it. Let's see an overview for everything. So document star does not exist. So we have to provide the actual document. So we may need to set it up later. Um, so I'll go to the menu. Uh, I was not, in fact, here. I'll go to the front page. Okay. So I was talking about the procurement overview. So these are the how this entire thing comes is based upon the user. User will have its own role. So it will have its own Fiori objects to be added for the Fiori Launchpad. So that is how these things work. So if you want to edit the current page, like this will be covered in the Fiori Launchpad. But likewise, we can also do adjustments. Say suppose if you don't want this particular application, you can close that. Close means it will remove for your uh, purpose. So that much flexible it is in our S4HANA, or even in on-premise as well as on the cloud. Okay, so I'll just go back to the home. Okay, let me close this because that was in an open stage. So what you see on this application, we have my home as the main screen. You have document management. Actually, SAP has got ALM. Do you know about ALM?
Yeah, I mean
Do you
it's
know
for the maintenance and I mean
the
it's
build
kind of a
build
solution manager.
solution manager build functionality basically?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Application. So it has got as of now we have got this new products like Focus Build, Focus Insight, and Run. So for in Focus Build and even in a normal SAP solution manager application lifecycle management has got process management. Earlier it used to be known as solution documentation. That is the place where we document our business processes. So that will be required because there are a lot of documents, I mean business processes available from SAP side. But say suppose in your customer or client needs more steps. So in the this is the main home, and these are all applications available. If you see a down arrow, uh, okay. So down arrow means it has got multiple application under purchasing. So here the purchase requisition processing, purchase order processing, supplier evaluation, everything is part of that. Sourcing and contracting has got source of supply management, sourcing, supplier management, supplier evaluation. Likewise, you see more because this comes as in a menu where you can see everything. Like you will also see master data management. um, I think somewhere down master data. So how we do the configuration, that can be done here as well. But as you see in a master data, we only have very few items available. But if you go in SPRO, you have got more options available. So that is why I said it is applicable only for a small and mid size with a minimal customization. Okay, so we can go back to the slides. So, service-centric in industries, the first part is sell and plan. So this is explaining about the picture in detail. So in sell and plan, before a service is sold, there is likely some work being done in sales LOB to generate leads who will potentially buy our services. So basically, this is the say suppose you know a sales department will have to go to their customers or clients to sell the service. So before a service is sold, there is likely some work being done by sales LOB to generate leads who will potentially buy our services, because sales department's duty is to identify the people who needs the goods or services. Since we are in service, so they require the service. So that is the first part. And then setup and staff. Once a consulting service is sold, we can set up the project with processes in a professional service LOB. Search for people in our organization who have right skills for the project task, and staff the project. Say suppose we are selling um, SAP sales and distribution. So what we need, we need people. First of all, we need to set up a project for sales and distribution. For that, we use professional service LOB, and we also search for consultant who are expert in this particular field. So we identify them so that they can do the task, and we will then staff those resources for the project. So that is called the setup and staff. And third part is deliver and recognize. So deliver and recognize is to support the project. Uh, do we need to procure any service or material from third party provider? Say suppose if we are delivering some a project, we might need some services to be procured. For example, say suppose we are setting up sales and distribution, and in our consulting group we have only 4 consultants, but the customer want to set it up within a month. So we need more resources. That point in time, what we think, we will try to get vendors, right, for minimal price. So that is something we can consider as we try to procure any service or material from a third party provider. If so, we move into sourcing and procurement LOB to identify what we need, purchase it from supplier, and pay the supplier. Say, suppose if it is some goods, then we can purchase directly from the supplier and then pay the supplier. Similarly, say suppose if it is staff from the vendors, then also we will have a discussion about their hourly rate, and if we agree with the rate, then we will pay the vendors and get the resources for immediate action. So that is also a scenario. And then we go on to the bill and manage. After the project completes, the customer pay the final installment, and revenue is recognized through processes in the finance LOB. So once the project is, say, as I said, it is a 1-month project. So there will be a start date and end date, and there will be a check milestones to check whether we are on track. And by the end of end of the month, we would be done by testing. First we would be done by design, development, um, then testing, and move to production. So we have to do all these process. So everything is done. Assume we are done the entire project. The customer pays the final installment. From that we can calculate the revenue. This will be done by the finance team. The project manager uses the analytical application to evaluate different aspects of the project. So project managers will what they will do, like they will look at various phases, how it went, whether certain times, we know that though we commit for 1 month, there will be a scope creep, or there will be a budget change. So we have to this will be done by the project manager group, that what all things to be considered as part of the project. So that will be done using the analytics. this is product-centric industries. So we are going to talk about product-centric industries, where here first what we do, idea to market. Idea to market is nothing but forecast demand for potential product. So first we have to forecast how say suppose we are going to sell the latest uh, suppose iPhone. So we need to find the demand for the product. So that is a forecast. We are trying to see, okay, maybe this forecast can be done based on the previous analytics or insights. So say suppose a particular customer already bought say 10,000 phone. So we can assume that maybe if we release a new product, there is a possibility that they might buy that many number of phones, or it might be less than that. So that is a forecast we do. Then we design the product. See, we went to a customer. We tell them that okay, we have a product upgrade, and if they are interested, we are ready to sell it to them with a particular discount. So the customer is agreed upon buying the product because they are getting a very good discount. So the next step will be, okay, we need to build. So they requested for 10,000 mobile phones, say iPhones, assume. So the next step will be what Apple. If it is Apple, then they will have to design the product and create the materials, what all required for the product to be built. Then they run material requirement planning. That is part of the idea to market. Procure-to-pay, what they do, they buy and receive components, receive invoice and pay for components. So in order to build the product, they might require some components to be bought. So they will buy that component, and then once they pay, they will get the component. Plan to fulfill is nothing but schedule the production. So first we went to the customer and we tried to sell some product with the discount. They agreed that they will buy 1,000 iPhones. So assume once it is agreed, it is Apple's responsibility to design the product, create a list of material list, and then run the material requirement plan. So in that scenario, when it go to the procure to pay, they will buy the necessary components, and they will receive invoice, and then they pay for the component. Basically, procure to pay is nothing but the required components we buy, and we pay for the component. And then plan to fulfill. Plan to fulfill is nothing but schedule the production, pick the materials and run sub assemblies, run final assembly to produce finished goods, quality check quality check finished goods, and store in warehouse. So basically, the production is scheduled, materials are picked, and we run the sub assemblies, run the final assembly to produce the finished good. So now we have a finished good. The next step is quality check, and then once the quality check is done, everything is good. This item will go and sit in the warehouse because we have got 10,000 items to be sold. So we will put it in the warehouse. And finally, the step is the order to cash. This is the place we receive sales order from the customer, plan transport of product to customer, and run outbound delivery. So what we do as per the sales order only, we create the product. Then we plan to transport of product to customer and run outbound delivery. If the customer returns the product, the quality check and return to the stock in the warehouse. Say suppose the customer feels that one product or say 10 product has got its front cover is broken, so they may send back to us. So we will have to do a quality check and return to the stock in the warehouse. If the customer makes warranty claim, create service order and deliver the service. So the entire process will be covered in the product centric industries in this format. So the next is whatever I explain here, that is in detail. It is said here. Idea to market. When developing a new product, a business starts with processes in R&D engineering LOB to forecast the demand for a potential product and design the product itself. So what happens is, since we have to develop a new product, the research and development engineering group will come into picture. They forecast the demand for the potential product and they design the product itself. This creates the material list needs to begin production, which is handed over to the manufacturing LOB. So R&D will do the for the forecast, and they create the product list, or rather I would say material list, and this will be handed over to the manufacturing group because they will have to manufacture it. We plan material requirement to identify what we can make in-house and what we have to order from third-party supplier. Then we go on to the second step, procure to pay. In the sourcing and procurement LOB, so we are in the sourcing and procurement LOB. We source material from third-party suppliers and order and pay for the materials and receive them into our warehouse. See, we have not started building the product. So in order to build the product, we need to actually secure uh, uh, or receive certain materials. So these materials from the third party will be received and it will be paid as well, and then they will be placed in our warehouse before complete manufacture. Then plan to fulfill. Now we can move forward in the manufacturing LOB with scheduling and running production process. We need to pick the material from our warehouse necessary to make different parts of the final product, basically sub assemblies, then run final assembly to put all the pieces together into a finished goods. So plan to fulfill is the place where we do the final product, that is the finished good creation. We are likely using some expensive machinery to assemble our product, and those machines needs to be maintained. Maintaining our asset is covered by process in asset management LOB. So here we, for the assembly of our product, we need to maintain certain assets, so that will be done by the asset management LOB as part of it. So plan to fulfill has got two different LOBs involved. One is the manufacturing and the second one is the asset management LOB. And then the fourth step is order to cash. In the sales LOB, we receive sales orders, whether we are selling direct to the consumer through a third party platform or both. Which means, say suppose Ariba these days is the largest network in the world, so we can sell these things through Ariba as well, or if any third party platform is there, we can also use that to sell the product to the consumer. We then move into supply chain LOB to get the final product delivered to the customer by planning the transport of outbound delivery from our warehouse to the final destination. Now the supply chain is in process because we need to deliver the finished goods to the consumer or the customer. So in order to do that, we have to pick the item from the warehouse and then send it to the consumer through the supply chain. So that is the place order to cash comes in. We have benefits and features. So I'm just going to show that from the public cloud available on the internet. So this is SAP's public cloud. So whoever, say, suppose we have our own development and production as well as the customizing, URL, right? So that is bought from SAP S4HANA Cloud Public Edition from here. So why I'm here is, here it talks about two things. Key benefits. Key benefit, the first benefit is 30 days or less for delivery of initial scope. So comparing to the on-premise delivery, this requires 30 days or less for the delivery of initial scope. 50% decrease in implementation cost, because we are not completely implementing this. This is available uh, for us in the cloud. So we have 50% decrease in the implementation cost, and 40 to 60% quicker time to value, because this is much quicker than on premise. So 40 to 60% quicker time to value will be done. So these are the key benefits: 30 days or less for the initial scope, 50% decrease in the implementation cost, 40 to 60% quicker time to value. So these
You
are
mean
the
uh, you mean like 30 days or less? I mean, it's from SAP. If we want to go ahead with a public cloud, I mean, SAP will take 30 days or less in order to define the scope from the business side. Is it that?
yeah. If you use the public cloud, within the public
Okay.
cloud, if you are defining your initial scope, it will take 30 days or less to do that,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and also 50% decrease in the implementation cost as well, because we are not completely implementing. We already get um, partial things, as part of the cloud upgrade and things like that. Similarly, time to value, that is, if we decide to deliver something, we deliver it 40 to 60% faster than or quicker than what we do it in the on-premise. And in the curriculum, we also have features. So features, when we look at here, key features are given here. So I can read that. The first one is proven best practices. Comes with business processes that incorporate industry standard best practices. So see, our cloud provides us, as in the initial phase I said, it provides us best practices to a larger amount. So that is what it is talking about here as well. Proven best practices will be provided. Fast time to value. Jumpstart you with a guided implementation process, fast technical setup, and a role-based and intuitive interface. So basically, they immediately jumpstart the development. So it is through a guided implementation process, fast technical setup, and a role-based intuitive interface. Then we can talk about the automatic and continual update. Updates fully managed by SAP, so you don't need extensive IT resources or face disruption to the business. See, when we buy SAP Cloud, SAP itself take care of the upgrades. So upgrade or update. So we don't, as a client or as a consumer, we don't need to worry about the upgrade. It will be done by SAP, and it'll make sure that we don't face any disruption to the business. So we're going to talk about the continuous innovation. Adds the latest technology such as built-in AI, machine learning, robotic process automation, and analytics so your business can operate better. So what we are doing is how we do continuous innovation is that in the market at the moment we have machine learning, AI, robotic process automation, and analytics are available. So that can make your business operate better. And then we go on to the security, compliance, and scalability. Here, handles the technical operations, including backup and disaster recovery, system maintenance, data protection, and best-in-class uptimes to give you peace of mind. So basically, we as a uh, as a consumer on the S4HANA public cloud, we don't need to worry about backups. Earlier, we need to worry about backup because before we upgrade, we will do a backup. But now that will be taken care by SAP. Disaster recovery also will be handled by SAP. System maintenance will be handled. Data protection will be handled, as well as the best in class uptimes to give us peace of mind. So if you go with public cloud, there are a lot of advantages you are getting instead of you do things. So that is where this 40 to 60% time to value you get, because many parts are handled by SAP, because we are only providing the subscription. See, we are paying SAP to do the activities uh, based on the subscription. But however, we don't need to worry about all these things. We don't need to worry about backup. That is one of the most important thing, because when we get an update of any particular SAP product, we need to do a backup. But we that automatically taken care by the public cloud. Disaster recovery will be covered, system maintenance will be covered, data protection will be covered, and best in class uptime to give you peace of mind. So the people who work in SAP, uh, we know the complexity of an update or an upgrade, because that's a big and hell lot of work, and we can expect some time for downtime as well. But in the scenario, we don't need to worry about that. And uh, uh, and the final option is the open and extensible. So it provides ready to go API with supporting tools and documentations, so you can easily integrate with your partner or build on top. So here it talks about ready to go API. So this ready to go API with supporting tools and documentations can easily integrate with your partner or built on top of that. This is kind of an integration part where our cloud edition provides you certain ready to go APIs that will be helpful to actually integrate with your partner, or you can do it on top of build on top. So that is also available for us in the market. So these are some features. And the next is we talk about some customers who are succeeding with SAP S4HANA Cloud Public Edition. So Viridian, vGlass. So what they do, they are improving operational efficiency and resiliency. If you want to read, we can actually go here. Video. If it's a video, I will not go to that. No. So what this talks about is Viridian V-Glass, embracing a modern ERP suite to increase efficiency and improve decision making. So they are doing increase in efficiency, as well as they, since we have our spend analysis, we have our all insights into what we sell or what we buy, we can make a better decision. So that part is what we're talking about here. And okay, so when we go on to the next, uh, the Western Sugar Cooperative is the next customer, upgrading from SAP ECC to Cloud ERP. So they are directly going from ECC to ERP. So take a look at how the Western Sugar Cooperative and American agribusiness replaced its on-premise extremely customized ERP infrastructure to the cloud. So this is also a success story from SAP ECC to the cloud ERP journey. Hitachi inspires the next. So what they did the innovation with a more agile, future-ready approach. So here it says find out how manufacturer Hitachi High-Tech replace its highly customized multinational business landscape with a move to the cloud by investing in two-tier cloud model. So they invested in their two-tier cloud model, and they converted all their customization into the cloud. So these are some use cases which we are seen. We can also browse more customers. You can see that. So these are all you can look at if you Google for SAP S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition, you get this URL. So Amjad, are you okay with the chapter 1? Do you have any questions?
No, I mean, yeah, it's fine for me. But I learned somewhere that there will be kind of a starter system in the public cloud. What is that called? I mean, what is that option? I mean, we have development, and they say that there will be a starter system in order to troubleshoot or in order to activate anything before going to the development, before going to the quality system. There will be like a starter system. Is it the customizing client you're talking about? The same?
No. If you try to buy your cloud, probably they would provide you a startup system so that you can easily, go through that and familiarize yourself, and then get into your own cloud.
Okay. I mean, as a client, I mean, how many systems will I get?
Uh, that depends on in our case we are only doing training, so we have only customizing development, and also a version of production is available. But in your scenario you will have customizing, development, testing, as well as the production. And also if you have it's completely depends upon your requirement.
No, I mean, there wouldn't be any standard, like it's a standard system. Starter system is something like, to explore all the things. It's, to activate any apps or in order to activate any business process, in order to check anything, there will be a starter system. Then after
Yeah,
it is fine, we can
that is
configure the same in the development and
that
then
would
in
be
quality and production.
demo system they might provide. I can check that startup system, and I can get back to you tomorrow about that.
Okay. But as in a demo for this training, we have one customizing URL and one
Yes, we have.
development
Yes, we
and one
also
for
have a production.
production. Okay.
Yeah.
How this customizing and development are linked? I mean, the changes made in the customizing will reflect the same in the development client, development system.
Yes, it will be reflected in the development system.
So before the development, we need to make the changes in the customizing
Cus-
client.
Yes, we can't do the changes in the development. It has to be done in the customizing, and it will be moved into the from the customizing to the development.
Okay, I mean, the development will be like a quality system in order to check all the
Yeah,
configurations and test the data.
exactly. Yeah. So I showed you, right? So this is the if you are seeing my screen, the development system will look different from your customizing screen. Looks like I'm in the 1 second. Yeah, I'm in the development system only. I just go to home. I'll just refresh it because it's some time I haven't used it. So if you look at here, you have all the available application in your development system. You can access all the applications which are part of your ECC or your ERP. Basically, that is converted into latest S4HANA. And we are also in the public cloud. So all the applications you can see here can be used. Technical monitoring. This is part of Solution Manager. So likewise, everything is available in this. And say suppose if this is a public URL I picked up, and this is another one which is the customizing client. Customizing client, where if you see here, you will see the master data, material planning, all those customizing options available in this scenario. So we do those things here, and it get updated on the development system later. So that is why this in-house repair is part of the plant maintenance, or we can also say it's a part of the SAP customer service, SAP customer service. So this has got everything. This is a complete version of your uh, ECC in like S4HANA latest version.